Dear viewers, you are most welcome to the Experts Corner. My name is Veronica Rose, and today I'm privileged to host a president, and she will let us know more about this title. Sanja?
Hello, Veronica. It's nice to see you. Thank you for inviting me of this your special session. I am also privileged to be a part of your session. So a little bit about me. Well, I'm a president of ISACA Belgrade chapter. And actually, I am one of the founder of this chapter. We are almost 5-year-old chapter, very young. About my profession, actually, I am more than 20-year professional in IT-related field. So first I started as a programmer, and after that I skipped in field of governance risk and audit area. From that time till today, I am in that field, and I worked on a lot of projects related to risk management, data management, and so on.
That is awesome, Sanja, and I would like to congratulate you for founding the chapter.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, and so our topic of discussion today is on cyber risks. And as you're aware, cyber risks are damaging reputation of organizations. It's also leading to financial losses and at the same time, legal penalties. So Sanja, I'm really curious to hear from you the quick wins that you can recommend to organizations on how to mitigate cyber risks in their organizations.
We should, first of all, we should be aware that no matter how perfect your cybersecurity defense are, there is always possibility of your company system could be breached. Hence, you must always be prepared for cyber attack and have response strategy of your planning in advice. Quick wins. What is quick wins? And I will tell you 5 or 7 quick wins, or what you should do on your operational level. Some basic control. That basic control are first of all firewall and internet gateway management. Actually, all devices that are connected to the internet should be protected with a firewall. Secure configuration management. Organization settings should be more secure, making it harder for hacker to break into the system. Access control management. Organizations should be able to control who can see, update, or delete certain data. There is malware protection too. Organizations should protect the data from viruses, malware, and other threats to the business. Patch management is very important too. It is critical to have all organization devices up to date to ensure vulnerability can be found and solved. There is maybe more quick wins as set up very good and strong password policy, and encrypt your confidential data. That is some quick wins, but on the other hand, we or company need to think about strategy and about risk assessment and risk management in their corporation. the National Association of Cooperation Director, in cooperation with the American International Group and the Internet Security Alliance, published a report outlined the 5 principles that our corporate board should consider related to cyber risk. So what is that 5 principles? The 5 principles are that directors need to understand and approach cybersecurity as an enterprise-wide risk management issue, not just an IT issue. Directors should understand the legal, as you said, the legal impact on cybersecurity risk as they related to their company specific circumstances. Board should have adequate access to cybersecurity experts, and discussion about cyber risk management should be given regularly and adequate time on the board meeting agenda. Director should set the explanation that management will establish an enterprise-wide risk management framework with adequate staffing and budget. Board management should discuss on cyber risk, including identification of which risk to avoid, accept, mitigate, or transfer through the insurance, as well as specific plan associated with each of these approach. Based on these 5 principles, there are several recommendations that board should seriously consider implementing. So one of that recommendation is that the board should monitor where the enterprise risk level related to cybersecurity are improving or make worse from year to year. The board should establish the 3-line of defense model against cyber risk. In this capacity, the board should require independent audit to provide an audit health check report of organization, actually of that organization cybersecurity program. And this report should cover all domain of the cybersecurity and be conducted by either the internal audit staff or an external independent organization. It is very important to be be performed by somebody who is independent of organization. The board should understand the cyber risk associated with third-party service provider, as outsourcing, business process outsourcing, cloud solution, and so on. Actually, most organizations are being related the potential security risk associated with third-party service provider. For instance, potential risk is that the organization did not pay close attention to security and privacy when contracts were negotiated. Some third-party agreements do not clearly identify where their service provider is responsible for saving the organization critical data, for notifying the organization in case of data breach and the service provider data center. So recommendation is that board get a report of all the critical and vital business application and the related data that is managed by third-party service provider. But that is not all when we talk about third-party service provider. In addition, the board should make sure that organization has addressed the cyber risk associated with the concept of change of trust. Concept of change of trust requires that if the third party has a relationship with other downstream third party provider, the agreement will require the organization third party to have similar agreement with their downstream third party provider. Almost every country as you said, there is some legal issue. So every country has adopted some kind of data breach law that requires organization to notify the state in case of data breach, although the critical of defining may vary from country to country. But from the board perspective, some of information should be collected and understood. In which country does the organization conduct business? Are there country where the data breach and privacy law may be stricter than in other? And what are the reporting requirements of that country? So that is some of recommendation. Maybe one of very good recommendation is that board director should have a meeting with CEO and CRO annually at minimum. And the purpose of this meeting is to understand the state of cybersecurity with the organization and discuss key cybersecurity topic, which including understanding key top of mind issue from the CISO and CRO perspective, discussion about security strategy and current projects, understanding the activities of data breach within the organization industry and how such knowledge is applied to the organization. And one of recommendation is that variety that management has established relationship with appropriate national and local authorities who are responsible for security, cybersecurity or cybercrime. And board should require management to communicate the enterprise risk management organization structure and provide the staffing and budget details. For example, IT is vital element of enterprise risk management and plays a key role in enabling the management of enterprise risk. One of the budget data point that the board must review is the total budget allocated to cybersecurity activities. And it is recommended that the board review some of the metrics, like what percentage of total revenue is IT budget, what percentage of the IT budget is security budget, how many security dollars or euros are being spent per employee with the organization, and beyond the corporate IT, what other departments maintain security budget? That is something that is recommendation for board. And maybe the last one of this is actually, the fact is that cybersecurity program is like an insurance policy itself. And the spending on cybersecurity program should not be more than value of asset it is protecting. Cybersecurity insurance is a great component of the either cybersecurity program. Therefore, the board should verify and that the cyber insurance coverage is sufficient to address the potential cyber risk. The board should ask management to provide the cost per record of data breach and understand the total potential impact of major data breach.
Sure.
But this is some of the recommendation. But however, at the end, we should be aware that human factor can change the outcome altogether. You have to be sure that you have, we call it level-headed workers who are quick on their feet and who can stay calm under pressure. Because this worker will make a huge difference in aftermath of eventually cyber attack. So that is all of this about we speak today could affect on decrease of cybersecurity risk, and I think it could decrease cybersecurity or cyber risk to organization from 60 to 80%. But as I said, human factor is something what we can't in any situation.
I agree with you, Sanja. And I'm also glad you mentioned something about third-party risk, because third-party providers right now, the same way we have relaxed our controls, the same way they have relaxed their controls. So we can now tell where the cyber risk lies. Yeah, so thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much for
yes,
sharing.
And I'm sorry to interrupt you. It is very important to recognize which control and which risk and which control your third-party provider should implement in their organization. To save your organization from some risk which you transfer to them.
Oh, yeah. I completely agree. Yeah. Thank you so much, Sanja, again for sharing with us today. You've explained everything in depth. Yeah. And to our viewers, thank you so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on more of the upcoming sessions. Thank you.